Have you ever wondered, where does the world actually end? Not on a map, not in a geography book, but in real life. A place where the land stops, where humanity disappears, and where the ocean looks like it's swallowing the earth whole. A place so remote that satellites struggle to capture it, and where only a handful of humans have ever stood. Tonight, we're traveling to that place. A journey beyond cities, beyond nations, beyond civilization itself, to a silent corner most people don't even know exists. Forget what you think you know about Earth, because what lies at its very edge will change the way you imagine our planet forever. This is the last corner of the world. Our story begins not with a location, but with a question. Why are humans so obsessed with edges? The highest mountain, the deepest trench, the farthest desert, because somewhere deep inside us, the unknown cause. When cartographers first drew maps centuries ago, they sketched dragons and sea monsters at the edges, because they simply didn't know what existed beyond the boundaries. But today, even with satellites, drones, and AI, there are still places on Earth that feel untouched, where the world feels like it falls right off the map. To find the last corner of the world, we must leave comfort behind and explore for extreme edges of our planet. The farthest point humans travel. The most isolated inhabited land, the actual geographic end of continents, and the deadliest empty frontier untouched by civilization. Our first destination is Tristan da Cunha, a tiny island chain in the middle of the South Atlantic Ocean. There's no airport, no highway, just one small village, Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. The nearest human civilization, over 1,500 miles away. To reach it, you board a boat. You'll survive 6 days across unpredictable seas. And then, if the waves allow, you arrive at a volcanic island, where just 250 people live, completely separated from the entire world. Here, time moves differently. Children grow up without moles, without traffic lights, without noise. The sky at night is so dark, you feel like you're floating through the universe. Is this the last corner? Almost. But we must go further. Travel with me to Cape Horn, at the southern tip of South America, where the continent of the Americas meets the crashing force of the Southern Ocean. For centuries, sailors believed this was the literal end of the earth. Waves taller than buildings smash against rock. Wind screams at speeds that can knock grown men off their feet. More than 10,000 sailors died trying to cross this point. Standing here feels like standing at the edge of something ancient. At dawn, mist rolls over the ocean, like the world is exhaling. You see nothing but miles of endless gray water, stretching into what feels like infinity. Cape Horn is breathtaking, but it's not empty enough to be the last corner. The next corner isn't defined by distance, but by rejection. Welcome to the empty quarter, Rub al Khali, a desert stretching across Saudi Arabia, Oman, and the UAE. This is a sea of sand so wide, so silent, that even the wind sounds afraid to speak. Temperatures rise above 130 degrees Fahrenheit. No rivers. No shade. Just dunes taller than skyscrapers, and a horizon that looks identical in every direction. You walk 10 steps, and your footprints are erased, as if the desert refuses to let proof of your existence remain. Ancient caravans crossed these sands and vanished, swallowed by golden dunes, skeletons of camels, rusted metal, all reminders that nature here is not friendly. But even this is not the last corner. To find the true last corner, we must go south, far south. Further than the deserts, further than Cape Horn, until the waters grow sharp, like knives, and ice becomes a wall. Welcome to Antarctica, a continent larger than Europe, yet almost completely empty. No cities, no permanent residents, just wind, snow, and silence. We travel to a location called the South Pole of Inaccessibility, the hardest point to reach on the entire continent and the farthest spot from any ocean. Here, temperatures drop below -90 degrees Fahrenheit. Frost can freeze your lungs. The horizon is a white void, like someone erased the world with a pencil. Scientists who try to reach this place described a feeling like standing where humanity simply does not belong. The closest living creature is sometimes 300 miles away. Even birds won't fly here. This feels like the last corner, but there is one more frontier, at the bottom of the ocean. Our world has edges we cannot see. 7 miles beneath the Pacific Ocean lies a trench so deep that if Mount Everest were dropped inside, its peak would remain underwater. The Mariana Trench. Earth's deepest scar. A pressure so crushing, metal submarines collapse like soda cans. Only 3 humans have reached its floor. The darkness is so thick, your own thoughts feel loud. Microbes down here survive without sunlight, thriving in water, toxic enough to melt bone. It is life, but not life as we know it. If the last corner has a soul, it is somewhere in that silent black pit where light dies and the planet keeps its secrets. So, which is the last corner of the world? Is it where humans stand alone, like on Tristan da, where continents end, like Cape Horn, where nature forbids us, like in the empty quarter, where the earth freezes, like Antarctica, or where light never reaches, in the Mariana Trench? The truth is this: the last corner is different for each of us. For explorers, it is a map waiting to be filled. For dreamers, it is a horizon. For humanity, it is a reminder that the world is bigger than we believe. In a world controlled by screens, maps, and satellites, it's easy to believe there are no mysteries left. But tonight, you saw edges places untouched, unbent, and unchanged. So next time you look at a globe, don't just see borders. See stories. Somewhere, right now, a wave is crashing at Cape Horn. A scientist is freezing in Antarctica. A child is watching stars over Tristan da Cunha. And somewhere, in total darkness, something alive is breathing at the bottom of the ocean. The world is not fully discovered. We are still explorers. And the last corner of the world is simply the next place we dare to go. Thanks for watching.